What's up, guys? This is Titan Lifestyle. It's Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do this every week. I'm going to talk about some Titan events coming up. Tampa Pro is one of them. I'm going to talk about Therapy of the Week. We always have a Therapy of the Week every week that we talk about here in Titan. There's always a sale, so every week tune in. Make sure you tune in into the sale. We're going to go over one of my topics today, nutrition-based topic, and we're going to give some shout-outs and Q&A. Q&A is my favorite part of the show, so get your questions ready. I'll put my thinking cap on, ready to get this show moving. I'm going to get some shout-outs. As soon as I get my screen pulled up, I'll get some shout-outs real quick. Always want to give some love and let people know who's on. But yeah, this is Titan Lifestyle. I do this every week at 2 p.m. Anybody has any questions about Titan-related products, you could always tune in. I can ask me directly. This is a live show. But we also post it for you guys to watch after. So if you miss it, if you're at work, school, whatever, you're tied up with the kids and you can't make it, you could always tune in later on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also on TikTok as well. So far on my phone, we have Payu Asha, Swole Chill on here so far. Let's see if I can have the screen up and just see who's on here right now. We're going to get a Therapy of the Week, the first thing we're going to get into. And then we're also going to get into a little bit of nutrition. One of the things today, my topics is nutrition. It's about a lot of times, especially women, they'll take this product or they'll use, not so much take it, they'll eat this product all the time. I don't know what it is. And they're trying to lose weight and it's actually making them gain weight. So I'll get into that a little bit later. I'm just waiting for my screen to pull up right here in front of me. And we'll get everything going. But so far, it's been a great week here in Tampa, Florida. It's like 80-something degrees out. I can't complain. I wear a jacket inside, tank top outside. So that's pretty much the move down here in Tampa, Florida. Very hot. I love it. So taking advantage of this warm weather right now as much as I can. Now is the best time to get in shape, too, for the summertime. If anybody out there is waiting, I'll start next month. It's like crunch time right now. You may be too far gone to start now, depending on how much body fat or depending on what your goals are. You may want to gain weight. You may want to lose weight. But we're in April now, so I'm thinking May, June, like 2 more months before the summer really hits. And then you have another 2 or 3 months of summer. So now is the time. It was the time a few months ago, but it's crunch time now. So get your diet on point, get your weightlifting, and whatever you're doing, ladies, men, cardio, weight training, whatever you're doing, now's the time. You don't want to wait till summertime comes. And then, once summertime comes, you're like, I should have been working out or I should have been getting healthy now. Because when the bathing suits are on, when the bikinis are on, the body shows if you've been cheating all winter. So first thing, Ben Stiller is on here right now. He says, do you think females prefer muscles or skinny guys? I'm not sure. I know I get a lot of attention because of the muscle I have. I've never been skinny. I was skinny when I was a kid, maybe like 12, 13. But I think when it comes to women, what they like, they may like skinny guys, but I feel like there's always a reason. Now, they may not want guys to be too big. I may be too big, or even bigger than me. Some of the bodybuilders are huge. They may not want that much, but I feel like a lot of times the reason why people will prefer someone to look out of shape is because they don't want to be held accountable. So in other words, if a woman is overweight, she prefers a skinny guy. If a woman is, overweight, she may want a guy with a dad bod. If a woman is, 20, 30 pounds overweight or just fell off, so to speak, she looked better when she was younger, she may prefer a guy with a dad bod because she knows if she's with a guy like me that's going to be on point with his diet and his training, she may feel uncomfortable or may be forced into eating healthy. So I honestly, everyone has their preference. You may like a skinny guy, you may like a guy with muscles, but it has to do with being in shape. So I know a lot of times women they say, oh, I prefer a dad bod. Yeah, it's because your body isn't right, so you don't want to be held accountable. I don't really know any guys out there that would prefer to be with a woman that's, I'm not sure. You guys get the drift. Someone on here says, MM86 says, face over anything at the end of the day. I 100% disagree because you could have a perfect face, and if your body is trash, 100, 200 pounds overweight, sloppy everywhere, that face is pointless. The only thing the face is going to be good for is to take a picture on a license or a picture of your face to post online. So for me, no. Face is, I'm not going to say it's the last thing I look at, but the first thing I look at is the core, the stomach, the back, because if everything else is on point, but that stomach and waist isn't right, it just doesn't work for me. So I feel that people are really in shape with their core. Whether they're skinny, whether they're big, your core is what sets it off. I know women that are 190 pounds with flat stomachs and abs. If they go to the beach, people are staying there in shape. Now, it could be another woman that's 170 pounds with a huge stomach, body fat everywhere, not in shape, and everything goes off of that core. So you could basically be a fat guy or a fat woman with a flat stomach and a small waist, and you look in shape. So everything goes around the core. For me, that's just in my opinion. Let's jump into one of the topics. I shout out to my boy Rod's on here right now. Shout out to Rod. Ben Stiller, I'm thinking of doing a 30-day fast to lose body fat. Let me see. I'm thinking of doing a 30-day fast to lose body fat. What are the cons I should be aware of? 30-day fast? So you're not going to eat for 30 days? Will you live? I mean, I don't know if you can survive 30 days. I would never go 30 days. I would never advise any of my clients to go 30 days. I wouldn't even advise them to go 3 days without fast. I don't believe in fasting long term. The only time I ever believe in fasting is if you have some type of digestive issue, like IBS or something like that, or you have your gut is off. Maybe you could fast for a day, or maybe a day and a half, just to kind of reset your body. But in terms of muscle building, there's not too many bodybuilders that fast, and there's a reason, because you're going to lose muscle. You need to fuel the body. Now, in terms of curing sickness, curing gut health, like I just mentioned, that may work, but I would never recommend anybody do a 30-day fast, because yeah, you may lose weight, but then once you start eating, your body is all messed up, Tom Dollarhide, if I knew in high school what I know today, I would have paid more attention to the body and less of the face. Exactly. Not only that, I mean, whether you're male or female, this isn't just me talking about the females. If you're a female and you're dating a guy that's already overweight and say he's in his 20s, he's already overweight. So what, God forbid, 10, 20 more years you marry this guy, what's he going to look like 20 years from now if he's already overweight? The older you get, the harder it is. So now on the flip side, if you're with a guy that's skinny like someone just mentioned, that's kind of like, that if he does gain weight, he's still going to be at a healthy weight. Maybe not healthy on the inside, because a lot of people that are real skinny, they have other problems. Or they may have other problems just because they look healthy on the outside. But for me, if I was going to date somebody, I would rather date a woman on the skinnier end. Not so much skinny, but smaller, slimmer end. Because that way, if it decides to go long term, 10, 20 years, marriage, kids, whatever, I know if she gains 20, 30 pounds, she's still in that range. Or a guy is still in that range. If you date a guy that's 50, 60 pounds overweight, man, when I was in college, I used to do this. He's already, so you date him now, and if you're in shape, if you're healthy, if you keep control of your body and everything like that, it's kind of conflicting. That's why you'll see fitness people dating other fitness people, fat people dating other fat people. It's just the way it goes, because it's easier for them. It's easier for someone that's overweight to eat Doritos and eat processed foods and sit on the couch and not do anything mobile if their partner is doing the same thing. But on the flip side, you push each other. Robert Fletcher just joined. Shout out to Robert Fletcher. Any more questions on here? Yeah, I've always said that, like, when people look at a car, they look at it long term. When you buy a car, you're like, okay, I want to buy this car. Is it going to be, it may look great now, but is it going to be reliable long term? Is it high mileage, this and that? So when you're looking at someone's body, whether they're male or female, you got to look at that. If I'm going to be with this person long term, would you buy a car that has transmission problems, or the engine light on, or tire issues, or throttle or transmission issues? Would you buy a car if it already had those issues? Probably not. So if you're picking your partner, why would you pick someone that is already out of shape, already unhealthy? And then on top of that, if there's other mental stuff, now you have two problems to fix. So you got to look long term with everything you do. Whether you're eating food, say this food may taste good now, but is it going to affect me long term? It may be sweets, it may be ice cream. Tastes real great, but if I eat this every day, I may have issues. So you always got to look long term, not just for the short, quick, easy fix. MM86 says, when do you know to start HRT? HRT, hormone replacement therapy. People also call it TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy. When do you know to start? I would probably say when you get your blood work done, your levels are off. That's the only way you're really going to know. You could feel off, but you might not be. Or you could feel great, and you might not be. The only way to know is to get your blood work done. And then once your testosterone level comes back, if it's low, if it's in the hundreds, 200s, 300s, 400s, that's low. That's when you know you need to start HRT. You need to replace the testosterone that you're lacking. So if you're at a 400 or 300, we need to get you to an 800, 900, which is optimal levels, not bodybuilder levels. That's just optimal levels. So the only way to know is to get that blood work done. We do blood work. We service nationwide. 727-389-3220. You could text or call that number and get your blood work done. Whatever city or state you're in, we could refer you to a place closest to you to get your blood work done. Once we do that, the blood work comes back to us. We call you. The medical provider will go over your blood work with you. And if you're deficient in testosterone, there you go. Why wait? Yeah, MMA86 is saying, why wait? Yeah. If you feel off, get tested. Get your blood levels tested. Get your blood test tested. Make sure it's a full panel. Make sure you're checking everything. I know a lot of these military vet doctors or VA or whatever they call them, those places, they'll only check testosterone. They won't check other stuff. So make sure they're checking everything. You don't want to just have your testosterone good, because if your estrogen's off, your hemoglobin's off, you could be all over the place. You want to test everything. You want to make sure everything is optimal. And it's not just about testosterone, too. People always say blood work for testosterone. There could be other stuff. Like I said, it could be blood pressure, could be hemoglobin, could be kidney issues. It could be a lot of different things. So it's not if you know your testosterone is good, you could still have it tested for other stuff as well. Joining from NZ again. Open questions okay today. Not sure where NZ is from. Natty Mouse. Oh, New Zealand. Oh, shout out to New Zealand. Yeah, open questions. Go ahead. If I can't answer it, if it's too crazy, I'll just let you know. But it's not a crazy show. Pretty much PG, maybe PG-13 show. So keep it family oriented. But again, you're not going to see these questions. The people tuning in, they're not going to see these questions coming up. So even if they are, my camera guy or my media guy will pull it out of there right away. So ask any questions you want to ask within reason. Doesn't have to be fitness or nutrition related, but obviously that's best. More shout outs. We got Lily Crew, we got Kristen, we got Jerry, we got Waylo. These names are hard. Waylo Churid, we got, wow, these names are why can't people just have like Mike Smith or something? Albert, I can't pronounce these names. Sorry, people, I'm trying to pronounce these names. GBESBABC. A lot of other people are joining on. These names are weird. They're not just regular names. They're like very confusing names. But shout out to everybody who's joining on. We got 6 people came on. We got 4 that just came on. 3 more came on. 7 came on. So they're coming on in bulks. Shout out to them as well. We could jump into our therapy of the week real quick. Every week we do therapy of the week. We give out, we highlight one of the Titan therapies that we have here. We'll talk about therapy of the week, and what we'll do is we'll give you guys a discount every week. So if I can have my guy pull it up real quick, we'll get into therapy of the week. And this week, it's one of my favorites for straight muscle building. It does other stuff, but for me, I notice strictly muscle building and fat loss. IGF-1, and it's LR3. Muscle building, fat loss, and anti-aging. The closest thing I could compare it to, because I always like to compare Titan stuff to other stuff, would be growth hormone. The only difference with this is you're not going to get the side effects with growth hormones. So you're not going to get, you're not going to get water retention as much as growth hormone. You don't have to worry about being so lethargic. I know a lot of times when people take growth hormone for the first month or two, they're just tired, they're weighed down, they feel heavy. They get edema sometimes in their ankles, swelling of the ankles, water retention of the ankles. Those are the side effects of growth hormone. IGF, clean gains, clean muscle tissue, Again, muscle building, fat burning. So when you can burn fat and build muscle at the same time, that's like a bodybuilder's dream. And that's where you can really tell your body when it starts looking a certain way. When you if you gain a whole bunch of muscle, you may look bigger. If you lose a whole bunch of fat, you may look smaller. But when you lose fat and build muscle simultaneously, that's when your body looks 3D. That's when people are really like, what's going on? So you want to appreciate the fat loss that you lost. So you want to appreciate the muscle. So the fat loss will make you appreciate the muscle more because you're going to see it. It's going to be more 3D. There's going to be no water there's going to be no water underneath your skin. It's just going to be skin sitting on top of muscle and fat. When you put fat and water over your muscle, it kind of coats everything. So you may have the same size. Your clothes may fit the same, but you're not going to have that sharp, hard fit look. IGF-1 LR3 is $30 off, and the sale ends today, which is the 4th. So get on the phones, call that number, 727-389-3220. Call or text that number. If you're at work, you can't call. Run to the bathroom real quick, call, text, set it up. It's $30 off, which is that's a big saving. So might want to jump on that. And with IGF-1 LR3, when you do get IGF LR3, ask the different doses. There's 3 different doses that we have. We have a regular dose, medium dose, and high dose. So depending on what you want to do, there are 3 different doses. So when you call or just ask, say, which dose, how many IUs or micrograms or whatever am I getting of each dose, plan accordingly. I would suggest go on the higher end, medium or high dose to get the best bang for your buck out of it. I did the high dose, and I immediately noticed a big difference as opposed to their low dose. I started low and then jumped straight to high. I noticed a big, big difference. For me, I noticed more muscle separation, flatter stomach, less distension. My muscles had that pop. My recovery time was huge on this too. So it's promoted as muscle building, fat loss, and anti-aging, but the recovery, that could be anti-aging. The recovery was serious too. It's sub-Q or IM. It's water-based, has to be constituted, so you don't have to use a huge needle. You don't have to use oil-based like testosterone. It's very, very easy to take, and it is on sale today, so jump on that before. I'm not sure exactly the time, 6 p.m., 8 p.m., could be 12 midnight, but get on the phone if you want that right away. Blood work also, blood work special is $130 for men, usually $200, so you're saving $70 there. And for women are saving $100 on blood work, a full panel, complete full panel for only $200. Normally that's going to be $300. Let's see. Natty Moose. Hey, both wife and I do HRT and TRT here with the doctor in New Zealand. Wife does all thyroid, progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. Levels good, but interesting now. Libido for her, great. Starting, but now gone. I'm not sure what she's taken for her thyroid. It says she does all thyroid, progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. I'm not really sure what you mean by thyroid, if it's Cytomel or T3 or Armor or something like that for her thyroid. Her libido could be off if her estrogen is off, but women normally have estrogen, so if they get too low, just like if men get too low, we'll lose our libido. That's why letrozole, otherwise known as Femara, will kind of crush your libido. Crushes your estrogen, but crush your libido, crush your joints as well. So it's good that you guys are both doing it. She's doing HRT, TRT. That's good. I like to see husband and wives or couples do stuff together to try to keep fit together. I was just saying that earlier. It's good to date people or be with people that you can relate to, whether it's cars, whether it's fitness, whether it's hiking, anything. It's good to date people you relate to. Injuries. Gianni's asking, how about injuries? If you're looking for something for injuries, I would say BPC 157. It's an injectable peptide that we have here at Titan. It is the safest and most effective healing thing that we have. All this stuff's safe, but it's the most effective thing we have for strictly healing. So if you're looking for the ultimate healer, we have TB 500 was good too. CJC 1295 is good too. But if you're looking for all-out strictly healing, I would say BPC 157. And you could also throw TB 500 with it. We have Christian Dior on here saying, how does IGF LR1 compare to BPC and TB 500? BPC and TB500, those are the best healing combos we have, first of all. Now, IGF-1 LR3, it's going to give you a little bit more muscle building effect and a little bit more fat burning effect. Whereas with BPC 157 and TB500 are mainly healing peptides. If you have tennis elbow, if you have joint problems, knee problems, a lot of people use it for their elbows and their knees or their back. What's good with BPC 157 and TB500, they could also be used for sunburn, cuts, so any type of topical healing on your body as well. Last thing with BPC 157, anybody is out there that's experiencing severe acid reflux or GERD, BPC 157 helps tremendously with acid reflux and GERD. You don't want to pop Tums all day. You don't want to take Prilosec or Zantac all day long. I did it for years back in the day when I just had heartburn all the time. BPC is going to help that. And also BPC can also be in an oral form. I'd prefer the injectable. You get more out of it, but it can also be in an oral form as well. But IGF-1 LR3 is more muscle building, and BPC 157 and TB500 are more healing peptides. Also accelerated fat loss with IGF-1 LR3 too. Jennifer Denise said, what's the best way to burn fat without losing muscle? I would say your nutrition. You need to make sure your protein is high, double it if you have to. And also, not only that, with protein, you want to have a lot of protein to keep muscle, build muscle. But people don't realize high protein diets will actually burn fat from being on a high protein diet. So the best way to burn fat without losing muscle is, I would say, up your protein. And in terms of something you could take, like an IGF, or there's other stuff you could take too, but it's not so much the therapies. It's the best way to burn fat without losing muscle is to make sure your protein is high. You want to lower your carbs and sodium and sugar and all that, but if you lower your protein, that's when the muscle starts to go away. Make sure you're getting all your meals in, all your rest in as well. Lexi Marshall said, should IGF LR3 be injected subcutaneously or intramuscularly? Great question, Lexi. It could be both. I do everything IM. I hate sub-Q, but it could be both. I hate sub-Q just because I'm lean, and when I try to put it in my stomach, it looks like a pimple underneath my skin. I feel like it's not absorbing correctly. Some people have higher body fat, hold more water and all that than others. So if that is the case, if you're doing it sub-Q, you're not showing how it's absorbing. I like to just use a regular needle that I would use with my HRT and just make sure it's deep into the muscle. But again, to each his own. Some people do sub-Q. I hate sub-Q. Ailden G. Spears says, do you drink coffee? I don't drink coffee. I used to drink coffee every day, die hard, from high school all the way up until maybe I'm not sure, maybe 5-10 years ago. I used to drink coffee, literally. I could not start my morning without coffee. I could not go to work without coffee. I could not go to the gym without coffee. Now, I stay away from it just because too many problems with digestion. It messes up my stomach. It messes up my teeth. And the only reason I was really drinking the coffee is just for the warm feeling and the caffeine to keep me alert. So what I do now is I just do green tea or black tea, any type. I'm a tea guy now, so I do a lot of teas. Less stomach irritability. It's not going to make you use the bathroom the way coffee does. So if you're drinking coffee before you work out, it's not good. Stomach feels off. So I'm a tea guy. Hot tea. Or even hot water. I like to drink tea while I work out. Keeps my body warm. Keeps me warmed up on the inside. Gives me a pump. Take some Hercules or some green tea and an ECA capsule. I'm good to go. Another thing too is if you're looking to get off the coffee, if it's destroying your teeth and stomach and all that, I would recommend ECA. ECA is a capsule we have here at Titan. It is ephedra, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and choline. So with that combination, with the ephedrine, you're going to get fat burning. With the caffeine, you're going to get the stimulant. With the aspirin, it's going to thin out your blood. Whenever your blood's thinner, you get more of a pump. B12 has numerous benefits in choline as well. So if you're looking to take something similar to coffee, an ECA capsule is the equivalent of about 2.5 cups of coffee. So just be mindful of when you take it. If you're sensitive to coffee, you're going to be sensitive to ECA. And also, we can customize those ECA capsules for you. Standard is 200 milligrams of caffeine, but if you call You can let our medical providers know, I only want 100. We could do that. Or we could actually even take the caffeine out of it. So it won't be like ECA, it'll be an EA plus, where it'll be ephedra, caffeine, B12, and choline. So there are plenty of options to do rather than destroy your teeth. Appreciate you, Jerry. What else we have here? Antonio Ortiz, I'm 22 and been looking to hop on a cycle. Been 3 years lifting, but definitely want to take it to the next level. Should I wait? And what if not type of cycle would you recommend? If you want to work out, go ahead and work out. 22, that's plenty. I know people start working out when they're 13, 14, hardcore working out too, not just, push-ups and stuff. So now in terms of, you're asking, should you wait? And what type of cycle would I recommend? I wouldn't recommend any type of cycle at that age. And when people from the outside, if you don't know what cycle means, that basically means like adding something like testosterone or something, MK or something, to, or even something harsher that's not legal. At 22, if you only been working out for 3 years, that's not even close to enough time. I would say 10 years. Said you've been working out for 3 years at 22, so you started at 19. I would say 30 before you even start thinking about that stuff. If you take it too early, you're not going to realize if you need it or not, and then you're going to you don't want to be dependent on HRT at 22 because you probably don't need it. I would say get your blood work done, see where your blood's at first. If your blood's like 200, 300, you might qualify for some type of testosterone replacement therapy, but testosterone replacement therapy is only going to get you to optimal levels. It's not going to be a cycle. You don't hear that word cycle when it comes to TRT. Cycle is hardcore bodybuilders that take a concoction of drugs at high doses. That's a cycle. 200 milligrams or 100 milligrams testosterone cypionate, that's just HRT. So get your blood work done, see where you're at, and I would say crush it at least for another 5-10 years before you even think about that stuff. Get to your max potential first, and then once you're like, I've been doing this for 10 years, what's going on? I'm not gaining, I'm eating, I'm training, then maybe do it. But you jump too early and mess yourself up. Joshua Fitness says, can IGF-1 LR3 be used safely for anti-aging purposes? Absolutely. That's what it's intended for, anti-aging, fat loss, and muscle building. So absolutely it can be used safely for anti-aging purposes. We don't really have anything that's not safe here at Titan. The owners, John and Sharice, are very strict about what we have. If it's damaging to your body, or we're not gonna carry it. So other places they may look for your money if they can make money off of you. But with us, if it's unsafe, we're not gonna carry it. We have people coming here from other places all the time. Yeah, my last place, they gave me this, they gave me that. Yeah, well, your last place isn't around no more, and your last place probably didn't care about your health as much as we do. So, Michelle Dean, are there natural ways to boost IGF levels without injections? It's very hard naturally to boost without injections. MK677 is an oral capsule we have here at Titan Medical. That will boost your IGF-1 levels. They'll go up slightly, but in order to see a benefit of them, like to see the benefit of it, you got to take IGF-1, LR3, in order for that to jump up. It's kind of like testosterone boosters compared to HRT. Testosterone boosters, they may boost like 2 points, but not where you're going to feel it. I've never had someone come in the office that's get their blood work done, they've been low on testosterone, and then they come back after taking testosterone boosters and it brings them to optimal levels. So, yeah, there's no way around that. Welcome, Lexi. Bear, ECA is so much easier on the stomach than the powdered pre-workout. A lot easier on the stomach. Bear's referring to ECA, what I just talked about. It's a capsule of ephedra, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and choline. It's great to take pre-workout. 200 milligrams of caffeine, a pump, and fat-burning effects. It's a lot easier on your stomach. Like I said, people take pre-workout powder, and about 10, 20 minutes into the workout, they have to run to the bathroom, lose their pump, use the bathroom, and then come back out and warm back up again and get back into it. It's bad. And the acid reflex from some of those pre-workouts are even worse. And now with everybody dry scooping, they just take it, they just dry. I've done it plenty of times too. Dry scoop in the mouth, dry scoop in the mouth. Then you got chalk and this too much. Capsule, clean. Swallow it. That's it. Wait for it to kick in. Oh, Rumble's on here. Shout out to Rumble. First time we got Rumble people on here, so big shout out to Rumble. Rumble. I got a feeling we're going to have a lot more Rumble feels. Antonio is asking, is MK677 or Anavar, which is oxandrolone, considered too harsh or a cycle? Well, Anavar, which is oxandrolone, that would be considered a cycle if it's not prescribed to you. If it's prescribed to you, it's just doctor prescribed. It's just you need it. Anavar, which is also known as oxandrolone, that's the actual ingredient. That's prescribed for like people with muscle wasting diseases. So if you're a child or an adult that you've had a muscle wasting disease or you need it, I mean, it may have been prescribed through someone through Titan, but chances are you don't need that. If you're looking for something similar to Anavar, because Anavar, people like to take it because, it makes them strong, body fat, stomach, all that, I would say tesamorelin. Tesamorelin is a newer peptide that we have here at Titan. You could take it with the MK677, and tesamorelin actually targets belly fat. So you're going to get similar effects to the Anavar where your stomach's going to be flat. You're going to notice abs. If you have abs, you'll see a lot more. And then the MK677 is going to add, it's going to make you eat a lot, put a lot of muscle on. You will gain a little bit of water retention from the MK677, but that's manageable if you're on point with your diet. A lot of times people, they'll take MK677 and they get so hungry, it's like they have the munchies. They just eat everything and cookie and go across the street and go to McDonald's and do all this crazy stuff when it's like you have to be on point. So, Antonio, go with tesamorelin over Anavar, safer, and it's going to work good with the MK. We got someone on another. Hey, Drew, I got a question. I'm almost 18 and want to add muscle and get big. What drug or advice would I give? If you're 18 years old and you want to add muscle, get big, eat, train, and sleep. That's the best way. When you're 18 years old, your joints are good for the most part. Your body is like literally on like, it's almost like ready to explode. I wish I could go back to when I was 18, but if you're 18, I would say get maybe a quality gainer if you have to, but real food's better. But again, 18 may not have the money or the means or whatever. Get a quality gainer and just eat some quality bulking foods, high calorie, high protein foods, high carb foods. But at this point, at 18 years old, you don't want to be putting nothing in your body at this point. You can get your blood work done and see where your testosterone levels are at. But if you're low at 18, chances are you're not really that low at 18. Your testosterone is probably high at 18. But I would say just get on point with the food, the training, and the rest. Once you've been doing that consistently for at least 6 months, at least, maybe a year, with the food, training, diet. Not I eat clean this month, next month I cheat, and then I work out, but I fell off. If you could be consistent with your meals, training, diet, and sleep for 6 months to a year, then you could decide what I want to add. Or then you could decide to do something different. But you're never going to know how far you can go if you don't do that to begin with. 18, that's a good age though, man. You're right at the perfect age to become a beast. Appreciate you, Kelsey. Anybody else on here real quick? I'm going to jump in. Actually, we're talking about diet a little bit right now. One of my topics today was, let me see, pull it up right here. My iPad's acting up. Here we go. One of my topics today is ugly side effects to eating too much peanut butter. Peanut butter, what I consider the devil. Everyone loves peanut butter, especially women. My female clients, it's like peanut butter, it's almost like it's chocolate to them. Like, I don't know what it is, but they'll have a bite, then they'll go back and like half the jar will be, I don't understand with this peanut butter thing. But yes, it has protein. Yes, it's a fat. People say healthy fats. But if you think about it, people are eating way too much peanut butter. Peanut butter is so calorie dense. It has a lot of calories, has a lot of fat. So the only thing that this is my opinion, that I think it's good for is just a little bit of the protein that it has. If you have peanut butter on a spoon or on a knife, say you make something, put it on some crackers or you made a sandwich, whatever, you have peanut butter on that knife. If you put that knife into the soapy water in your sink and let it sit there the whole day, you come home from work and pull that, it's still on that knife. So just imagine what it's doing in your stomach. You're coating your stomach with all that glaze and oil. So yeah, it's got protein in it, but now your stomach is coated with all that fat. So whatever else you ingest, it's going to get lodged in there and it's not going to absorb properly. It's like putting peanut butter into a shaker bottle with water and trying to shake it up. It's not going to get mixed up. So when I put peanut butter in my body, or other people put peanut butter in their body, a little amount may be all right, but they're putting 4 or 5 tablespoons, and then now whatever vitamins you have, whatever food you have, is slowing your absorption. Next thing, it will constipate you. Think about the peanut butter sticking on that spoon. It's not going anywhere, so it's sticking in your body. It's not going anywhere. I know people in the military that have told me when they're out at war and they can't use the bathroom, they will literally pass around a tub of peanut butter just so they don't have to use the bathroom out in the wild. So, I mean, peanut butter is terrible to me. I mean, I know a lot of people like it. Some coaches say add it or put it in your shakes or have it before you work out. Or I would never have peanut butter before I work out, because if I have peanut butter, now if I do take my ECA capsule, that capsule is getting lodged in the grease. I got to wait for it to work. So now sometimes it may kick in once I'm done with my workout because that fat in my body has been, slowing it down. Now, this is the thing. How much is too much peanut butter? According to how you're supposed to do it, this is a doctor, CNS founder, Ancient Nutrition. He's saying 2 tablespoons a day is pretty much the most you should have. 2 tablespoons, which is like almost one serving. So if you take a spoonful, that's what you should have the whole day. And I wouldn't even do that, but I'm saying that's what they recommend. It says in most cases, this one serving more than enough to smother both sides of a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Now, side effects from eating too much peanut butter. You may experience an allergic reaction, obviously because you're allergic to peanuts. Inflammation, another one. It says you've likely heard of omega-3 and omega-6 since they are vital antioxidants when needed. However, sometimes too many of these essentials leading to problematic issues. Yes, so if you have too much peanut butter, inflammation. And not only that, think about peanut butter doesn't just go in and out of you. It sticks around. So if you have inflammation and you have peanut butter every day or multiple times a day, you're just having peanut butter. So all that grease is never fully out of you. So the inflammation is going to continue to get worse. So that's not good. Next thing, you may gain weight. Again, peanut butter is high in calories and it's high in calories with not that much volume. So in other words, normally you'd have to have like a bowl this big or a big size bowl to get that amount of calories. Peanut butter is like a small amount, the same amount of calories, same amount of fat. That's another reason why people eat so much of it, because if they have 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, they're like, oh, that's only 4 spoonfuls. It's not the equivalent of eating 4 spoonfuls of food because you're putting a lot of fat in your body. It says it can pack on pounds. Consuming a lot of omega-6s would promote inflammation, may also hinder metabolic health, making it harder to lose weight. So people are trying to lose weight, trying to be healthy, and they're adding peanut butter. I don't understand it. You're putting fat and calories into your body so then you could then burn the fat and calories off your body, just so you can get the little bit of protein that's in there. Why not just take some quality protein, whether it's steak, whether it's an egg, some vegan protein powder, some clean. Why not just do it that way? Now, cholesterol levels. In 2018, this ingredient was banned by the Food and Drug Administration due to its impact on health. Trans fat, hydrogenated oil, what I'm referring to, which is in most peanut butter. So again, more problem. This other doctor is saying that she recommends sticking to as close to nature as possible with all foods, and hydrogenated oils are highly processed and alter the structure of an otherwise healthy component of the peanut plant. So that's another reason. So far, just to break down real quick, allergic reaction, inflammation, gain weight, and cholesterol. So far, side effects of peanut butter for people that are just tuning in. You may have more sugar than you realize. Again, peanut butter has sugar in it. It may not taste real sweet like candy or syrup, but it has a lot of sugar. Here we go. It's about 3 grams of sugar per 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. So again, if you have 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 at night, so it's just enough. Consistently overeating added sugar can lead to weight gain, inflammation, chronic disease, heart problems, and more. So the list goes on and on. Next one, and I think that was the last one actually. Yeah, that was the last one. But yeah, those are just the side effects listed of peanut butter. So anybody out there that's diehard peanut butter, yeah, peanut butter, it's like a fitness thing. Oh, I gotta have peanut butter, healthy fats. I hate healthy fats. I don't believe in healthy fats. It's in my opinion. You can show me all the testing, you can show me all the graphs. I don't believe in healthy fats. Why put so much fat in your body then to take it out when you only need protein? So Bear says if you're going to eat peanut butter, try and eat all natural or 100% peanuts and ingredients, the name brand stuff, put all kinds of junk in there. Yeah, that's true. Very true. But even if it's straight peanut butter, you're still dealing with the same stubbornness, the same oil. I know I used to use the brown top Jif because one day I went through every label at the grocery store, went online, and that was like the cleanest one I could find. The brown top Jif, which is low sodium and it's already mixed. But again, I don't like any type of oils. Sometimes people get those Teddy's peanut butter where it's like oil, you got to mix it up. It's a disaster in my stomach. It's a disaster to make. I don't like any type of peanut butter. So, and some people say the powdered peanut butter, the peanut butter that's like in the powder, you add water, that's a little bit less oily and easier to digest. But again, if you're just trying to get, like how much protein is really in peanut butter? 7 grams for 1 tablespoon? That's nothing. So you'd have to eat, I do 70 to 100 grams of protein per serving. So in order for me to get my protein intake, I'd have to take 10 tablespoons of peanut butter. That would be a disaster. Like it would be so many calories, so much fat, so much stomach problems. It just wouldn't work. So, anybody else that's on right now? Thoughts on peanut butter? Does it mess you up? Do you feel like you need it? Do you feel like you need healthy fats? Again, healthy fats and oils will slow the absorption of anything you put in your stomach, medication included. So just be careful. Try it another way. Do you track macros or do you go by portion control? Joshua Fitness. I do track macros, but I've been doing it for so long I can kind of eyeball it out. Usually my meals are 2 to 2.5 cups of rice. My meals are anywhere from 10 to 12, 14 ounces of meat. Usually if it's fish, it's like 14 or 16 ounces. Ground beef, turkey is like 10 ounces. But yeah, I used to track my macros, like write them down. You know, when you're first into it, you write everything down, you put it on the scale, this and that. I have certain containers and cups and scoopers where I know exactly 3 scoops of this is 400 grams or, but I don't really measure it. I kind of like just eyeball it now. If I'm prepping for a show, I'm more meticulous with it, but I only really eat 5 foods and I've been eating it for so long I can kind of eyeball it out. Lauren Vitti said, what are the best exercises for staying strong as you age? That, I couldn't even give you an answer on that. That's so dependent on the person, depends on their history, depends on the mechanics, depends on their ligaments, depends on the injuries. So that's way too broad of a question for me to answer. There's so many different exercises you could take, get stronger as you age. I know a squat is a good one. I wouldn't recommend deadlifting for someone who hasn't done it or someone who's older just because of the back problems and the mechanics. But squatting's always good. But again, everyone's different. Jerry's asking, what's your favorite way to break through a fat loss plateau? My favorite way to break through a fat loss plateau would probably just be lower my calories and carbs or whatever I'm doing. So in other words, if I lower my carbs and calories or sodium or in order to get more fat loss when I hit a plateau. A lot of times people do more cardio or more, basically just more cardio. I got to do another hour tonight. Just tighten up your diet. You can stay at home and just eat clean and not have to do all that cardio. It might take a little longer, but if for me, I would just rearrange my macros, drop my calories, drop my carbs, and I would probably clean it up even more in terms of sodium, and fat and stuff like that. But I would just diet harder. I wouldn't necessarily rely on exercise. I don't do abs. I don't do crunches. I don't do sit-ups. I don't do leg lifts. I don't do any of that stuff. People always ask what I do for my abs. I eat hardcore. Like, I don't care if I have to do broccoli and beef with no seasoning for a whole week. I'll do it to get my abs to show. So, and I know Mike does the same thing. Mike O'Hearn, he's got crazier abs, small waist, same way. He doesn't really believe in training abs. You got to train your mind to be able to eat the right food, as opposed to just doing sit-ups and sit-ups and sit-ups, eating peanut butter, wondering why your abs are still not existent. All right. Anybody else? Good questions on today. Let me see if we can scroll up a little bit. Lexi's asking, what's your favorite exercise for overall muscle mass? Again, squatting is good. It's a full body. I know a lot of times people hit plateaus on the upper body. They start squatting and they can get past it. So squatting is good exercise for overall muscle mass. See, if you're looking for overall muscle mass, it's hard to like actually find an exercise that hits all of your muscles. In other words, if I go do some bench press, that's chest. I'm not doing anything with my legs. If I do some curls, that's arms. I'm not doing anything with my legs. If I go do some leg extensions, that's legs. Nothing for my upper body. But squats, lunges, they're kind of taxing in your whole body. And not only that, too, ladies, when you're doing lunges, if you use dumbbells, your grip strength in your arms, you're going to actually be working your arms, forearms a little bit, and even shoulders, your delt, because you're holding the dumbbell and just a little bit of the tension on your delt. You may not realize it because your legs are so tired. So I'd say squats and lunges for overall. Mike Tyson push-ups are also good too as well. That's pretty much it for today. Great questions from everybody today. It took a little time, but once people got on, they started asking questions. So great questions today. Let me see real quick. Antonio Ortiz, during my first bulk, I would eat 10 spoons of peanut butter just to hit my macros. That's terrible. See, think about it. Antonio, you did 10 spoons of peanut butter, right? That's 70 grams of protein. But you know how much fat is in that peanut butter? You could get some clean whey isolate protein or egg whites, right? Egg whites in the carton. The short carton is 50 grams. You could drink that, or you could make eggs. You could do 10 whole eggs. 10 whole eggs would be 60 grams of protein. And again, there's a fat in eggs from the yolk, but it's not that oily, sticking to my stomach fat. Or you could just get some clean whey isolate that's fat-free, sugar-free, and do 2.5 scoops of that with a little bit of water and drink it down. 10, yeah, that's bad. Not only that, if you're eating peanut butter all day long, you're slowing your digestive tract down the whole day. Like slowly adding it, messes up your stomach sitting there. Slowly adding it, messes up your stomach sitting there. MM86 says, what are Mike Tyson push-ups? Mike Tyson push-ups are basically you have your feet against a wall, like on the bottom of the wall, so your toes are touching the floor, but your feet are against the wall in a push-up position. And as you go down, you bend your legs back, so you're squatting into the wall and then coming up into the push-up. So you push up and then squat back into the wall, push up, squat back into the wall. So you're working your legs, hamstrings, triceps, shoulders, chest. It's kind of like a full body workout. If you look it up, you YouTube it or something like that, just put Mike Tyson push-ups. Some people put their feet up on the wall. There's different variations, but it's a great exercise. You could do it every day, first thing in the morning to start out your day. Or you could actually do it late before you go to bed. They work good. You could also do it during your workout. So if you're looking to stimulate thermogenesis, fat burning, get your heart rate up, you could be in the middle of doing some squats and then, do a set of 10 or whatever, and as soon as you're done, hit the push-ups. You could be doing some bench press. As soon as you're done, hit the Mike Tyson push-ups. Did you really delete your OnlyFans? No, I've never had an OnlyFans. Never had an OnlyFans. Probably should get one, though. Get some money flowing. But no, I never had an OnlyFans. Appreciate it. Someone said I'm Jack. Appreciate it. Joven Fit, what's your go-to pre- and post-workout meal for muscle gains? Pre-workout, for me, 10 or 12 eggs, which is either 60 or 72 grams. People say, you eat the whole dozen? Yeah, a dozen eggs is only 72 grams of protein. So I do a dozen eggs, a cup and a half of oatmeal, and fruit. Same, that's before I work out, and then after I work out, steak and rice. Simple and effective. I don't change it up at all. The only thing I will do is I may blend my egg whites, fruit, and oatmeal so I don't have to eat it. And then as soon as I'm done working out, steak and rice, steak and rice, steak and rice, steak and rice. Like, I'll eat steak every day, every meal if I could for the rest of my life. I may throw some salmon in there, but for the most part, my protein from my food comes from whole eggs or egg whites, organic or pasture-raised, grass-fed organic beef, whether it's clean ground beef, bison, or steak, and I do wild wild-caught salmon. Protein powders I only have is if I'm like in a rush, there's nothing else available, I may do one, but every time I drink protein shake, I say, man, it doesn't feel right. I would need some actual food. Actual food is the best way. Pasture-raised eggs, too. Always get pasture-raised. Don't get cage-free, because all they do with cage-free is they just make the cage a little bit big, a little bit smaller, so it's not considered a cage anymore, and they're still dealing with the chickens the same way. Appreciate you, Denny. What was that? Denny Keenfit? I'm bad with these names. Denny Keenet? That's pretty much it for questions. I know we're running out of time, but I'll be back next week here at Titan Lifestyle. I do this every week. I want to give a shout out to John. He's out of the office right now. Shout out to Terry. I see you, Terry. What's good, Terry? My boy just jumped on my phone. I had to give him a shout out real quick. But we'll be back next week. Every week, 2 p.m. This is Titan Lifestyle. Let's jump into Titan events before I get off. Titan Medical Center presents the Tampa Pro. We are the official sponsor of the Tampa Pro. That's July 31st to August 2nd. It's coming up real quick. That's the Tim Gardner Show. Always want to give Tim a special shout out. It's going to be at the Hyatt Bayport, which is the same location as always is near the airport. So anybody flying in town, if you're looking to stay at a hotel, but you're not, I don't really want to stay at the host hotel. The host hotel, or the hotel where the event is at, is literally like 4 minutes from the airport. So just consideration that when you're coming in town. Also, downtown is like, because I live downtown, it's like 15 minutes maybe, 10 minutes, not that bad at all. That's going to be July 31st to August 2nd. Titan Medical presents the Tampa Pro. After that, we have, if we could pull it up real quick. After that, we have the Hurricane Pro, which is October 17th to the 18th. That's in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's another Tim Gardner show, so shout out to Tim, putting on another great event. I'm not sure exactly where that's at right now. Let me see if I get the exact location for you for the Hurricane Pro. That's going to be determined. So the host hotel is to be determined. So we'll let you know exactly when the Hurricane Pro and exactly where it's going to be in the host hotel. Let's just check out some prize money real quick. Why not? Why not? So for the Hurricane Pro, this is Hurricane Pro, I believe. Hurricane Pro men's physique. Let me see, men's. Okay, so Open Classic for men is 4,000, 1.5, and 1,000. This is Hurricane Pro. Figure, ladies, for figure. Prize money, 2,000, 1,500. Ladies, bikini. I know Hurricane Pro is a big bikini show. Open bikini, let's see, 2,000, 1,500. And if we could scroll up a little bit. And then for the men, same thing. For open men's physique is 2,000, 1,000, and 500. Now I'm trying to get to the open bodybuilding. I don't know if there is open bodybuilding at this event this year. But yeah, it's definitely prize money. Let's go back to the Tampa Pro real quick. Let's check Tampa Pro, because that's a big one. Let's see. I'm not sure if Tim has it up on here for Tampa. Oh yeah, he does. Nice. Oh yeah, now we're talking. So open men's bodybuilding at the Tampa Pro. First place, 15 G's. You get 15 racks for first place. Second place, 9,000. Third place, 3,000. Then 2,000, 1,000. For the 212 Tampa Pro, first place, 5 racks. 5,000, 2 and 1. And then let's get to the women. The women is the same. 2,000, 1,500, and wellness. Wellness is 4,000 this year. 4,000 for wellness. That's the highest I see for women. So wellness is definitely getting more popular. So ladies, you want to get in there, grab that $4,000 real quick. And women's physique, $2,000. So you got some good prize money coming out for the Hurricane Pro and the Tampa Pro. Again, those are our two events for right now. I will see you guys and girls next week for Titan Lifestyle. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell so you're notified of videos like this. And as always, subscribe. Check us out on the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.